Why is it that only religious people say abortion is wrong? It seems to me that they only care about the baby when it's in the womb and could care less after the baby is born.
Well, actually, that's not true, because there's atheists for life.
Absolutely.
You know, in fact, one of my debates with Christopher Hitchens, he was pretty close to being pro-life. I was asking him about it. So he seemed to agree that you shouldn't take the life of a child in the womb. So it's not just a religious issue. You don't need religion to know that you ought not murder innocent human beings. You need God for that to be objectively wrong, but you don't need to believe in God to know it's objectively wrong. Now, why are religious people so concerned about life? Well, shouldn't we tip our hats to religious people that they ought to be concerned about life? You know, I had a question once at the it was Central Oklahoma University. A young lady got up to the microphone and said she can't believe in the Old Testament because God killed people in the Old Testament, and that's wrong. Okay, and I had a big, long discussion with her, and finally, toward the end of it, I asked her, and you can see this on our YouTube channel, by the way, Cross-Examine YouTube channel. I asked her, can I ask you a question? Where are you on the abortion issue? She said, oh, I'm pro-choice. And I said to her, let me ask you a question. You just got done claiming that God was immoral for killing people in the Old Testament, that you shouldn't do that. And yet here you are claiming that you have a right to kill people now through abortion. When you're saying when God plays God, he's immoral, but when you play God, that's a moral right for you. I say, can you justify that for me? Well, she couldn't. Why? Because on one hand, she's claiming God doesn't have the right to judge people or kill people, but she does. How does that make any sense at all? It doesn't make any sense. So the reason that Christians are so concerned with life is because the right to life is the right to all other rights. If you don't have life, you don't have anything. And if you're just going to murder people before they even take their first breath, that would seem to be a crime. And Christians should be concerned about it. And when it comes to politics, people will say, well, don't impose your morality on me. And I'll say, well, why are you imposing your morality on me? Right? Yeah. You're doing that right now. You're saying I ought not impose ought nots, but you're imposing that ought not on me right now.